Hey guys, so what we're looking at here are a bunch of slabs that I'm going to open up. If you've never opened up a slab, maybe this video will prove useful to you. I'm going to show you how I do it, and yeah, I'm opening these because the grades, even the 8, doesn't really add anything. It's isn't better than any other near mint card necessarily. And for myself, I plan to play with both of these. I'm going to be putting those into a deck, and I'll probably play with this dib as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this camera, mount it over here, and continue with the opening. Okay, let's warm up with something, the least valuable one. That's what I would always recommend. If you're going to start opening slabs, let's start with the 6.5 Iron Claw Works from Alpha. These slabs are, hard pieces of plastic that are sonically welded together. And my preferred way to open these is in a bag to contain the ensuing mess that's going to come out of these when you crack them. So I have these pair of end cutting pliers, and I'm going to do the cutting in the box, but what I'm going to show you is I'm going to basically grab see how I've got them right here on this corner without touching the paper? That's where I'm going to cut. I'm going to put these deep into the bag like that. Make sure I'm cutting it where I think I am still. And I'm just going to go like that. Now see, sometimes they cut extremely cleanly. So then what you've got is enough room to put in your screwdriver. I'm just going to wiggle my screwdriver a bit. There we go. So now we're starting to make some progress here. Okay, that's working just really well. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm just going to slide my screwdriver down and just turn it a little bit. The thing I want to be really careful of is that somehow the card, and this has happened to people I know, the card can sometimes slide and then re-pinch, and that's the last thing I want to have happen here. And to be honest, if you have a thinner screwdriver than the one I'm using, that might also be advisable. You can see here that it's separating pretty cleanly right there, and as I continue to turn, it's opening and opening, right? So maybe the better system would be 2 screwdrivers, so I could just keep alternating them. That's a thought too, but one is usually enough. So I'm being really careful not to nick the card. That's what could happen here. I could just easily jam that screwdriver into the card. So here we go. It's going to keep going right along. So it seems to be opening up pretty well for me so far. I'm going to go into this spot and just keep going. Squeeze this in here now. All the way down here now. Seems like it's pretty open now. Let's go there. Still separating nicely down the middle. That's what you want to see. I'm gonna go here. And now I might actually just start it over on this side, then go to the left. Soon I'm going to try to rescue the little grade, but this is not the most important piece here, so there we go. This slab seems to be cracking in a very crunchy way where it leaves like little shards, so I can't like smoothly most of the time slide my screwdriver down. No, it doesn't seem to. So I'm going to have another little shardy thing happening here. There we go, getting in there. So now I'm coming to the end. I'm going to move this down. It's just in the way. So I'm coming to the end. This thing's almost all emptied out here. I'm going to just hold that, skip. Again, this one's being a little bit trickier than usual. It's not like breaking really easy, like straightforwards. Kind of gets chunky bits in there. So yeah, I'm not loving this particular slab here too much. Now it's mostly open. Can probably just pull it the rest of the way there, just like that. So that's our first one out. No damage to the card, but it wasn't as smooth as I would say normally these go. Just, you can see the welds, the way they cracked here. So the welds were kind of cracking and they were leaving behind like right there like these parts sticking up, so I couldn't slide my screwdriver nice and cleanly across that guy. Okay, I'm gonna rescue this card with a card. Just like that. Pull that out, and yeah, that came out no problem, no damage to it. And I'll put it over there, and I'll just take out the label probably with this card as well. If you could just, I'm not so familiar with CGC labels. Maybe they're glued in some sort of way. This really doesn't want to come out. But this was a kind of like an annoying case. We'll get this label out somehow or another. I have some knives. I have things maybe a little bit better for the purpose. Let's see if I can just lift under here. Maybe this is glue. I haven't cracked a lot of CGC slabs. No, there we go. It's not glue. There we go. So we took our label out, and so that's one and done. One done, and many more to go. I'm going to also take out this knife. This is a pretty tough work knife that I use for all types of jamming in and prodding stuff. So I might use that to kind of like slide along and continue doing these. So again, do another one. Let's go up here. We're going to get the corner with the end cutters like that really well. And like I said, I put it in the bag because this piece just kind of is going to fly off in all directions. There we go. But again, like I guess maybe it's my cutters. It came off in a really clean corner. Oftentimes it doesn't come off in a clean corner. That's totally fine with me as well. And it will make like cracks, or this whole part will open up. It does kind of actually make it easier when it opens like that. Let's see about how this one's going to go. Okay, so you can see now we're opening. It's releasing. I'm just going to try to keep sliding down. Okay, so there the card moved. The card did shift quite a bit. That's exactly what you want to watch out for. And I didn't let it close, so we're fine. So I put that knife in there to hold it open. And now I got my screwdriver just in there again. I'll pull the knife out. I'll crack it a little further. I like this technique better when you have two tools. I can just kind of, now I'm holding it open, I'm bringing my screwdriver down to the end. Personally, I could probably just pull this apart at this point. It's come most of the way. I'll use my knife. See if I can get it to break a little more. Okay, that was pretty clean. Putting it back down. I'm going to slide my knife in here, this way. I like that. Now it's open from both sides, so I can kind of just do what I did last time, pull it all the way open. Perfect. So, that was the first kind of more valuable card, jade statue. No problem, came out fine, no damage to it. Label retrieved. Let's do the next jade statue. So last jade statue. This is a different, now this is a different case. This is a Beckett case. Maybe there's some looseness in here already. This is slid down. There's a sleeve on this card as well. So unlike the CGC, these guys put their cards in an inner sleeve, and that's what's clamped inside. So the Beckett case I'm going to grab here. These ones, I was surprised. The CGC was not very volatile. It didn't crack and go flying everywhere, but I know the Beckett ones can. So I'm going to put this in here. Oh man, that was a violent one. Holy shit, did I even get, I didn't even get through it. Look at the damage on that. It's already like shattered and come down this way. I'm going to cut it again because I have to. I'm going to cut like that. So I'm not really into the case yet. Yeah, there goes some pieces. Collect them before my kids step on those. Let's find out what we did down here. Okay. Yeah, these cases, the plastic seems a lot more brittle. So, same principle though. Look, I'm in, and it cracks really differently. I can tell you right off the bat here. It's really like, it's almost like a little vein that runs quickly down the card, down the joint. Can I turn that? Like, oops. Okay, let's get this in here. I try not to damage the label, if at all possible. So I think I can take the label out right away. Oh, come on. Okay, label 7.5 out. And do we just keep going here? I think we do. I think we just kind of stick this in here. So you can just look, I got my screwdriver in at an angle. These ones, you lift them a little different. So I'm going across and separating it. Across, separating it like that. Now we're just going to open it like a door and retrieve that card. No damage to the card, totally fine. So after, we're going to have to take scissors just to cut this out because that's a sealed envelope for the card. I don't want to make too long a video, but I'm going to do one more on this video because the Serendib is a PSA case, so I'll have done one of all the major cases you'll likely encounter. So we'll go here. I'm going to bite right across this label at the top. That's how I'm going to do the PSA case. Shove it into the bag. Make sure I'm still cutting what I can see. Yeah, am I still cut? Yeah, I'm still on right where I wanted to be cutting before. So 1, 2, 3. And that one, again, this is a different, I'd say the PSA plastic is just as crumbly as the Beckett plastic, but a little bit thinner. And so you can slice right through it a lot faster. Here you'll see, look, I cut and I got exactly what I want. I think I'm in, unless I'm not. Unless I'm not still in. No, I'm not in. Okay. Let's take another bite out of this. So now I'm going to bite it kind of like this to that corner and hope to make a separation. Just want something I can put a prying tool into. There we go. Okay, perfect. So you can see now, right here, there's a little bit of the label showing. These labels are harder to retrieve intact because of that. There's just no space to put any prying tool before the label. So, you know, you can expect to damage this label probably doing this method. If you want to save the label, I'll show you what we could do maybe. Maybe we could try to bite it one more time between the hard inner and outer right there, like this, okay? I'm gonna grab on really tight, shove it back in the bag, give it one more snip. See how we're doing. Cool. So I got that piece off. Back you go. So this knife is going to be handy here. I'm just under this label. Well, let's try to really save the label. I'm going to cut one more time. In fact, I'm going to cut right under and through here. Just see if I can get into the main place, right in between the two. There we go. That's probably going to do it. This looks broken. Good. Good. All right. So now I've got somewhere I can insert right here that's neither going to touch the label nor the card. So I will use my thumb to position my knife blade in here. I'm going to start opening. See how I'm on top of the label now? I'm not going to hurt the card. So I could probably, if I had a buddy, I don't know how much I trust it. Now this knife is going to slip out really well. Okay, so I'm going to try, maybe I'll put the screwdriver in because it stays a little more stable. I'm going to go like this. And I'm debating whether or not I'm going to rescue the label first right now. or do I just kind of work this card out? The card on the PSA case is the hardest one to get out. It is really, really close to the plastic, okay? You have not very much room to work with here. And the way that the case goes, it's one case, the bottom one being overlapped by the other one. Unlike the CGCs are just sonically welded together, so you really don't get a lot of separation on these cases. And this, I should really just stop caring about this label, to be honest, because it's not important, right? Like, you know, I'm not here for this label primarily. I want to save this card, and I need to make sure I open this enough so that this card does not get pinched in here. There, we got her out. So let's continue. Now this is going to be a lot easier. With the label out of the way, I can just go right across the top. Keeping my finger, as you can see here, my finger to keep this screwdriver from in any way sliding into the card. I think I've got this enough apart, to be honest. Just wiggle it a bit. There we go. Serendip, rescued. Super clean. I mean, I'm surprised that this card got the grade it got. This is a really... No, I'm not. No, it's got a little bit of wear here at the bottom. I think the grading is fair. I think it's an 8. They graded an 8, and it is an 8. So that's the dib. All right. I don't want to make an overly long video. That's always a concern. I think we've gone over 20 minutes, perhaps. I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it, and I will do the 2 Lords on a separate video just to break up and make these a little shorter. And, you know, if someone wants to see these guys get cracked, well, I'll just tune in for that one. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any suggestions, questions, interests, feel free to leave a comment below. I always enjoy reading them. Take care. Bye.